we're going to be talking about how I'm racist. Hey guys, and welcome back to The Lighthouse with Elijah Lee on episode 25. We're kind of taking a break from all the current news stuff. Hold up, my microphone needs to be moved. All right, we're gonna act like that didn't happen. And anyhow, we're kind of taking a break from just going like current news, and all that, giving you news updates. And I'm sorry to those of you who come to me for your news updates. I will get out an extra video and I'll cover all the recent news that you need to know. But I wanted to focus on something because something extremely important that has been brought to my attention, and obviously lots of us have been following it. I've already talked about it, but it's the Somali invasion of Minnesota. But that's not really what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about how I'm racist. I'm going to prove why, number one, you cannot say black people build America. Again, already sounding racist. I'm warning you, I'm going to sound racist, and I'm not. I'm going to tell history the exact way it happened. And if I sound racist or not, that's up to history, okay? Somalis, they did not build America. Hispanics did not build America. I'm going to tell you exactly who did build America at the end. But, I mean, you'll probably have it figured out, like, halfway through, because it's kind of a redundant point. But you're going to see, basically, what happens. And my entire point with this video is basically to show you cannot just say something happened and it happened. History happened one way, only one way. It cannot be changed. It happened and it is in the past. You cannot change it, and just by saying something happened does not mean it did. So we're going to start in the 1700s. Okay, this is after Jamestown. This is after John Smith. Okay, we're already reasonably colonized. Okay, the 13 colonies are coming together. And let's start leaving Nauvoo. Okay, this is a painting by Dan Wegland. It's showing a train of wagons. These are these are not pulled by horses. Obviously not carrying people for the most part. Maybe just one or two people. They weren't very big. So the people would hold them. And you can see here, I believe this is Mormons. These are Mormon pioneers. But the main thing I want you to notice here is the ethnicity of every single person. Okay, you look around. What do you see? You see white person, 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 white person. Just all white people. It's a Caucasian ethnicity. The only difference is that there are two Indians you can see there in the left behind the man blowing the bugle. There's actually a cowboy up towards the top of the picture pointing down at what looks like two Indians right there. But otherwise, the ethnicity is all the same. Now, remember those Indians, because that is important to what we're going to be talking about. So the people who were settling America were white. I will tell you, in the 1700s, about 80 to 85% of America was white. Caucasian ethnicity. Why? Because people were coming from places like Ireland. They were coming from places like Great Britain, especially England. Heavy England. Heavy English influence in America. Very heavy. And so it was 80% white. Again, what's our foundation? Okay, these pioneers. What ethnicity were they? They were European. They weren't any other ethnicity, really. They were European. I want to show you guys something else. This is Daniel Boone escorting the American settlers through the Cumberland Gap by George Caleb Bingham. It was painted in about 1851, 1852. Again, what do you notice? It's all white people. All white people. And again, I told you, I'm going to sound racist, but I'm not saying I favor one culture, one ethnicity over the other. That's actually not the truth. In fact, the truth is that we are all created in the image of God. I don't care what ethnicity you are. We are all created in the image of God. But I have to put out this lie that people built America who did not. Okay, as much as you want to give credit to darker skinned people for what they went through, you do not want to give credit to the other ethnicities for what they went through, especially white people, because being a white male, okay, it is looked down upon these days. Being a white male is looked so down upon. Okay, because I was born, it is my fault that I'm white. And because a couple hundred years ago, people of my skin color mistreated, mostly in the South, darker skinned people. It is my fault, and I should be held to blame for that. That's wrong, okay? The people who committed this sin must be held accountable, not those who have nothing to do with it. And it's funny because black people will often complain, we want reparations. Give reparations to us. We deserve payback for what we went through. Your payback is living in America, okay? You don't live in Africa where people are fleeing because it's so bad, so impoverished, okay, so persecuted. You live in America. You have your reparations. You live in a free first world country, okay? You have your reparations. So stop talking about reparations because you have them already. You already have what you think you deserve. And to be fully honest, none of us deserve how good we have it. Next up, Men of Progress. This is a group portrait of the great American inventors of the Victorian age since 1862. Again, skin color, all Caucasian. You seeing a pattern here. I'm telling you what. It's very clear to me. Okay, and you can see every person right here is Caucasian. Quite light colored. Not a single dark skinned person. Why is that? Again, the main people in our country, the leaders, the builders, the founders, the people who made America, they were European. They were lighter skinned people. That's just the truth. And if you don't like hearing that, then that is your issue. Okay, that has nothing to do with me. It's not my fault in the slightest. It has nothing to do with me. That is absolutely your issue. Now, my point here is not to downplay the significance and the effect that black Americans have had on America. Not in the slightest. Men like Booker T. Washington or George Washington Carver. These men made amazing contributions to our country. But I want to make very clear that the argument that blacks or Somalis or Hispanics built America is just wrong. It's just wrong. And furthermore, the argument that African Americans built America is so dead wrong. To show that African people complain when black Americans say they're African American. They were like, no, you're not. You're not from here. Especially the multi-generational ones. So the ones that have been here for 3 or 4 generations. Okay, the Africans freak out. They're like, what are you doing? You're lying. You are not African American. You are black American. That's what you are. So get off your high horse for a second. And look at how things really are. America was not built on the back of slaves. Okay, we had slaves for a period, mostly only in the South, because there were slave states and free states. So it wasn't even all over America. And by the 1870s, we were already climbing out of that. Okay? And now I implore you to find half as many black inventors, half as many black founders, half as many black pioneers as Caucasians. And you just won't. You just won't. Here is Alexander Stanhope Forbes, The Munitions Girl, 1918. This is the Wellcome Collection. You're going to see right here, factory workers. What color are they? They are white. They're all Caucasian. Why? Good question. But again, the population, the difference in color of skin was much more to the white side than the black side. And that's just the truth. you were not seeing black people everywhere. Okay, painting, it's going to show what the painter saw. And clearly that's not what the painter was seeing. They weren't seeing a bunch of black people. Take a look at the Industrial Revolution. Who are the big guys then? Right here, Andrew Carnegie. Immediately, we all know him. He came from Scotland with his family. Okay, this man, a giant. Okay, using the Bessemer process, he was able to make steel manufacturing so insanely easier, so much more powerful. We were able to mass produce, and then it got way cheaper. Again, white-skinned. It's just how it is. I'm telling you. It's incredible that I even have to do this. It's actually insane. Because if you would just read your history book, a real history book is going to tell you exactly how history was. And I wouldn't have to do any of this. John D. Rockefeller. Big time oil producer. What did he do? Built America's oil system. An amazing man. Amazing man. White. John Deere. What did he do? He literally started the largest line of farming equipment, okay? And the plow, okay? This man was a revolutionary inventor. He made farming so much easier for people, especially people in the West, on the frontier, trying to farm, trying to make that living. He made it so much easier. So much easier. White. Alexander Graham Bell. He invented the Bell telephone. Why do we have the telephone today? Because of this man. What color is he? White. Thomas Edison invented the light bulb. Then he just made it better. This is a man who never gave up. He would fail constantly. And always get back up and keep trying. And that's how he met with success. Saying if someone has never failed, they have never truly tried. So good. So good. White. Okay? All these people. White. And again, I made mention. Okay? I understand they were slaves. I understand Booker T. Washington. I understand George Washington. I understand these men who started, like, for example, Tuskegee Institute, where tons of black students were able to study. Phyllis Wheatley. Okay? Harriet Tubman. I recognize these people, and I know that they did so much, and I'm truly, truly very thankful for what they did. But those lone people cannot compare to all of our, especially like our founding fathers, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams. All these people. What color were they? White. Okay, like, it's pretty insane. Look at any of the paintings of our founding fathers. All white, 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 white. Those are the people that built America. Those are the people that built it. Stop saying dark-skinned people built it. Or just any random race you want. If any random race you just want to feel. Any race that's not white, basically, you want to be better than white, is what the common leftist idea is. So they start spewing the dumbest stuff. Like, Somalians built America. I've heard this so much recently. Somalians, their part in America's history. First Somalians came over in 1920. We passed World War I. We were in the roaring 20s. We got there without them. And the vast majority ended up coming over in 1990 because of a famine in their country. And they came over here. Now they've taken over Minneapolis and are making that third world too. Shows how thankful they are, truly, for what America's offered them. Shows how thankful they are. So stop with the lies. Because I'm encouraging you to go read history. Not how you want to see it, and not how people spew off that it is. Read history as it was written. Read good, solid, truthful accounts that can be confirmed. And I'm telling you, listen, pictures from the 1920s, pictures before them, paintings before them, they just don't lie. Eyewitness accounts, all of that, they just don't lie. And here's a big one, because I know I talked about our founding fathers being white. The men that built our skyscrapers, that made our cities so incredible. Look at this picture. They built the U.S. These men right here, they built the U.S. Can you imagine doing that? Like, I'm not terrible with heights. Like, I'm pretty okay with them. But on a steel bar like that, just overlooking the city. Oh my goodness. The courage, like, that just turns my stomach just looking at that. That is incredible. And they just eat lunch and smoke and read the newspaper up there. Like, that's what they do, stuff like everyday stuff. Those are hard workers that got America to where it's at right now. Okay, they built America. They built our metropolises. They built the urban areas. That's just incredible. I want to know how the photographer got there, to be totally honest. Like, how on earth did they do that? Just have a rig of pulleys just slowly lugging the boy up. And you know cameras were big back then, okay? I mean, this ain't no tiny Polaroid. I mean, this is a big camera, and they're just hauling this man up. I don't know how they did that, but props to them. They didn't have CGI back then, so I don't know. But again, skin color, all white. And I know all the liberals are freaking out. They're screaming at me, you racist. I have not changed any history. I just told it the way it was. And I already stated so many times, I literally don't care what ethnicity you are. If you're a good person, you will be my friend. But that is exactly what it is. It is character. Okay, Martin Luther King Jr. For all the stuff I disagree with, all that, he said one huge thing. I hope that my kids are not judged by the content of their skin. I don't want them to be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character, not what they look like. Okay, we have no choice over what we look like. We're born, and if we look like Smeagol, well, I'm sorry, but we just do. I mean, I didn't get very lucky. So, what are you going to do about it? I mean, just cry? I mean, I could do that, but it's not worth it. You know what? It's fine being ugly because fewer people expect stuff from you, I guess. Just, like, leave that homeless guy alone. But you don't have any power over what you look like. I mean, you can obviously fix your hair, brush your teeth, get braces. I mean, look who's talking. All those things are great, right? All those things are great. But the way you are born is the way you are born. But you can change your character. You can make yourself great. Okay? There are so many people who have done that. So many people who took the initiative to do that. And right now, the sad thing that I'm seeing is the loss in character of everybody. Okay, Gen Z, oh my goodness. No character. Millennials, don't even get me started. I mean, oh goodness. Imagine if this generation went to war. Okay, let's say World War III happens, right? And we're about to go into battle, and the draft starts, and the two people that signed up legally, because no one else is signing up, obviously, that would be me and one other, and we're called into battle. Okay, I am not going to be able to trust the people around me. Okay? The best they know how to shoot, okay, is Fortnite. That is the best they know how to shoot. They have been training their entire lives for this moment. And when they go to build the structure with their blue bricks, that's not going to work. That is not going to work, okay? When they go to put on their marshmallow costume, that they bought with their DLC, did you know that's not going to work in war, okay? No one cares what on earth you look like in war. They care if you can aim well and you take care of your companions. I'm telling you, this generation is toast. It is cooked beyond burnt, okay? It's bad. It's so bad. Look at this. Employees at the Tubular Alloy Steel Corps in Gary, Indiana. This is 1943. These are people who have volunteered, applied to work at the factories. And of course, we got to get good in and close on this, right? So let's find one black person. Okay, let's see here. All right, I found one. That wasn't as hard as I was expecting. Right there, you can kind of see there's one, there's two, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that I can see. I can see 7. I can see 7. 7 is about as many as I can count. So 7's not bad, but look at all the people there. Okay. Again, who built America? Are you guessing yet? Have you made your guess? You need to lock in your answer because we're almost done. Okinawa, 1945. I love this picture. Oh my goodness. If that is not the spirit of America, I don't know what on earth is not. These dudes literally crowded on a tank driving. That looks like 90 miles an hour. Okay, these men have put sonic boosters on the back of that tank, and it is going. Okay, that is the original sports car. That is the original sports car. They're all waving at the camera, and I went back. Okay, I was looking through photo after photo after photo after photo of our Marines. And I found so few pictures of darker skinned people. And there were, okay? There was an entire Japanese corps, okay, of people that were Japanese Americans, and they wanted to fight for America. Again, I know that. But that's one corps compared to the millions, okay? That's through World War II, okay? And I have so many more that I could show. Yes, there was, for example, the Flying Red Tails. They contributed a ton during World War II. And that was basically an all-black corps in the Air Force. And they were insane. They were incredible. And we were very blessed to have them. But like I said, that's one group. And while we appreciate them so much, it just does not compare to the lighter skinned people that lost their lives for their country. Again, proof and proof. And it's sad because even now, the black culture in America, it's gang violence, it's slang, it's drugs, it's broken families. Men like these are few and far between at this point. We were just not built. We were just not built like them. We're just not, and we have to make ourselves greater. Character, like I said, character, so important. I mean, imagine a bunch of Minecraft kids going and fighting the war for us. We're so done. We're so done. We are so done. They're gonna be trying to mine. Like, go get that mine for us, Timmy. Timmy goes to get the mine and he blows up because he doesn't know that a mine is a mine. Because he's been playing Minecraft, okay? That's my point. Case closed, okay? I only went through World War II. Our first black president, Barack Obama. And let's be honest, he was a bit more Hawaiian than anything else, but I'm just gonna stay out of that one. And he wasn't even a good president. He gave us Obamacare, okay? He like nuked the country on his own, without help, okay? Without help. My point. What was my point with this video, okay? It's long. If you made it this far, congratulations, okay? You are a great person, and you should have lots of pancakes for breakfast tomorrow. But if you made it this far, and now you want to know, who do I think built America? I'm going to be super blunt, because if you ask this to Kamala Harris, she'd kind of do something to the effect of, well, who I think built America are the people who were there in the beginning. People who were good people and did good things for America and made America great. She would never answer your question. Well, I will. That's what I'm going to do. I will tell you who built America. Okay? Men who had strong character. Women who knew what true femininity was and is. Know how to be good wives. Men who know how to be good husbands. Know how to be good leaders. Very originally, men and women that came over from Europe, founded this country, fought the Revolutionary War, pioneered their way through, invented, fought more wars, served as presidents all across the board, freed black people. May I remind you who Abraham Lincoln was, in case you have forgotten. Okay? These men that were so great, that we look back in history and we love, they were all of one skin tone, and you know what it is. My point was not to be a gotcha. White people did it. We're better. That's not my point. My point is to tell you who did not build it. This country was not built on the backs of people who came over in the 1920s. And fun fact, there was more black on black slavery in the history of the world than white on black. So eat that nugget of great information. And I will see you all in the next one. God bless.